Hey guys, welcome to the session by K21 Academy. In this session, we are going to focus basically on the Cloud Engineer certification. Also guys, before moving on with this session, please subscribe to our channel so that you will never miss an update on our upcoming videos. Now let us take a quick glance at the agenda. Firstly, we will try to understand why is Google Cloud Platform used, and then we will see what is Google Cloud Platform. Once we are done with that, we will go through Cloud Engineer certification. Post that, we will talk about various job roles that you can apply to once you are done with the Cloud Engineer certification. And then finally, how to get started. So in the Cloud Engineer certification, we are also going to tell you what all topics you should study exactly and how should you study in and what is the kind of exam that you can expect when you want to sit for clearing the certification. I hope you all are clear with the agenda. Now let's go ahead and start off with the first topic, which is why should you actually go ahead and learn GCP. So guys, GCP is basically powering business which are spread across 190 plus countries. So no matter which country you are going to, you will always find a Google Cloud Platform job over there. Secondly, GCP is known for its AI, Kubernetes and big data workloads. So any company who is working on AI, any company who is working with microservices or any company who is working with big data, if they are preferring cloud infrastructure, then they will be using GCP for sure. So it is a fact that GCP provides more mature services in terms of AI, in terms of Kubernetes, and in terms of big data than its counterparts, that is AWS and Azure. Also, a fun fact over here is that obviously AWS and Azure are larger cloud providers with respect to GCP in terms of the revenue they generate. But still the services, the AI and the Kubernetes and big data services are better with GCP. And the sole reason for that is that GCP is basically owned by Google, right? And Google, since it is the largest IT company in the world, probably every second there are millions of searches which happen on the Google search product which they have, right? So they know better about how infrastructure has to be managed, how microservices have to be managed, and obviously, since they have the best search engine platform, they are also making use of AI and machine learning models, and that is what they are offering to their customers. So what all tools they have used internally earlier, they have now made it available on the cloud platform, right? And that's why you can trust the services that Google gives you in terms of AI, in terms of Kubernetes, in terms of big data, that it is going to be the best. Customer feedback also says when people have used AWS services for AI or machine learning, or when they have used Azure services for AI and machine learning, or even Kubernetes, they did not find that kind of efficiency that they get in GCP, right? So GCP has lesser revenue than its other counterparts because GCP was launched a bit late, right? It was launched around 2012, and when you compare it with its counterparts, AWS came into picture in around 2006 and Azure came into the picture in around 2010, right? So GCP came in most late, and that's why it is taking time for people to adopt GCP. But when you talk about companies who are on GCP, you can think about the name. So you have PayPal, you have HSBC. So all these are companies which are basically hosted on the Google Cloud platform. And if you talk about the kind of nature that they basically deal in with the kind of work, PayPal is basically a financial company, HSBC is a bank, and you can imagine even if one transaction fails for these kind of companies, that is PayPal and HSBC, the amount of loss that they will incur, right? Still they prefer companies like Google or infrastructure of Google Cloud for that. And the sole reason for that is they understand that if an infrastructure can handle a product like Google, an infrastructure which can handle a product like YouTube, obviously they can handle the product that they are trying to host, which is either PayPal or the HSBC mobile net banking app. So if you talk about other companies, New York Times is also hosted on Google Cloud, HSBC is also hosted on Google Cloud, and even the Google products like Google search engine is hosted on Google Cloud, and even YouTube is hosted on Google Cloud, right? So the world's most widely used applications like Google search and the world's most video streaming platform, which is YouTube, is also hosted on Google infrastructure. So what more proofs you can get that Google infrastructure can handle anything, right? Now let us discuss what Google Cloud Platform is all about and the various services it has to offer us. So Google Cloud Platform is a cloud service offered by Google, right? And it gives a suite of cloud computing services such as compute, such as storage, such as networking, and you can use all these services for your own application, for the needs of your own application to host it, right? And like I said, some of the products that are already on Google platform, like Google Search or YouTube, and it speaks a lot as to what kind of infrastructure they are offering. So this is what Google Cloud Platform is all about. Now Google Cloud Platform has lot of services that it has to offer us. So these services has been divided under domains. Now what are the different domains that you have? You have compute, you have storage, you have networking, and you have some other domains as well. But the main domain that you have in Google Cloud Platform, or the main domains which can basically host any kind of application that you can imagine, is compute, storage, and networking. Using these domains, you can create any infrastructure for any kind of application. Now let us talk about the fact that if you want to become a professional who understands the Google Cloud infrastructure in and out, how do you proceed? So for any technology, guys, certification is something which can basically help you bagging interviews, right? Similarly, there are certifications from Google Cloud as well. And the most famous certification from Google is Google Cloud Engineer Associate Certification. Now, if you talk about this certification deals with you learning solution architect skills and learning administration skills. And there are a lot other things as well that you will be learning in this certification. So if you can quickly go to the website and see what is the Associate Cloud Engineer certification all about. So basically, it tests your ability on all those things, right? It will test your ability on how you can manage access and security. It will test your ability to see how you can plan and configure cloud solution, how well you can deploy and implement a cloud solution, how well you can set up a cloud solution from scratch. So all these are the skills that will be tested once you sit for the exam. And if you want to look at it in more detail, then you can just go to this link, cloud.google.com/certification/cloud engineer. Alright. And this is basically the exam guide of Associate Cloud Engineer, right? So in this, you can see that setting up a cloud solution environment is something that they are expecting you to know how to create projects. So projects are basically entities in Google Cloud. Then they should know how to assign users to predefined IAM roles, how to manage cloud entities in the Google Cloud platform, how to enable APIs. So remember guys, they don't expect you to create APIs, but there are internal APIs of Google Cloud which you should know how to enable while you are using their cloud platform, right? How to use the Stackdriver servers. So if you have to provision the Stackdriver service, which is a part of Google Cloud platform, how do you do that? So you should be good with the billing section of GCP. You should understand how the billing accounts basically work, how you can basically link multiple projects in a Google Cloud Console to their billing account, how you can set budgets, because these are the things that will be expected from a person who probably will be an expert in the cloud technology once they start working for a company, right? Because the company want to know how well you can manage their cloud platform, probably from their monetary front or probably on the technical front as well. So that is what you have to manage once you start working as a Google Cloud engineer. So apart from that, you will also be involved in planning the infrastructure for a particular application that they are launching. And for that, these are the skill sets that you should be good at, right? So primarily these services, Compute Engine, GKE App Engine, Cloud Run, Cloud Functions is something that you should be well versed with. When you come to databases, you should have some knowledge on Cloud SQL, BigQuery, Cloud Spanner, and Cloud Big Data, Bigtable, right? So these are again some services, some database services which are offered by Google Cloud, and mostly the chances are the company that you will be working for. They will be using any one of these services, so you should have experience or you should have done some projects on these before you can apply for the jobs. So that your hiring manager can assess whether you would be able to do the work or you would be able to understand the requirements that their company stakeholders will have. Apart from this, you should also be able to deploy solutions. Not only you will be involved in planning, but you will also have to do administration part, that is deployment part of the things that you are going to plan out and what you are going to showcase your stakeholders. Even the implementation part you will be involved and you will have to do all these things, while you are working as a Google Cloud engineer. You will also have to ensure successful operation, which is again administrative perspective of deploying resources. And finally, you should also be good with access and security services in Google Cloud. Now let us go through the exam format. So the exam will be conducted for 2 hours, and then the registration fee is $125 along with the tax charges which are applicable. It is available in 3 languages: English, Japanese and Spanish. And the exam format is going to be multiple choice and multiple select, where the answers can be multiple answers, and there are no prerequisites for this. And the recommended experience is 6 months and hands-on experience with Google Cloud. So you should learn Google Cloud before attempting this exam, right? And that's what recommended experience is. So if you take a course from K21 Academy, or if you learn on your own, you should be well versed with all the services. And this 6 months is not a hard line. They are just suggesting you that probably if you have worked for more than 6 months in a company on GCP, probably you know about Google Cloud and you can attend this exam, right? So this is about the exam that you can attend, guys. Now let us see what are the various job roles which you can apply for after completing this certification. So you can apply for solutions architect, cloud developer, cloud administrator, senior cloud architect, cloud DevOps engineer, operational support engineer. So according to pay scale, the average salary of a cloud solutions architect in India is 17 lakhs 66,335 rupees per annum. And the average salary of a cloud solutions architect in US is 1 lakh 26,327 dollars per annum. Now let's see how to get started. We have put down everything about the certification, including the basic concepts that one should be knowing. So you will be introduced with Google Cloud Platform, Cloud IAM, virtual networks, virtual machines, data storage services, Google Kubernetes Engine, other compute services like App Engine, Cloud Formations, Cloud Run, resource management, resource monitoring, interconnecting networks, load balancing and auto scaling, infrastructure automation with Google Cloud Platform APIs, and infrastructure automation with Deployment Manager. In this 7-week roadmap, we take you from basics to advanced level along with the tips and resources for clearing the certification exam. Once you are done with the certification, then you can start preparing for your CV and start applying for jobs. We also have a separate team working for CV preparation and on-job support. So if you want to become a Google certified associate cloud engineer and want to learn right from basics to expert level, then we have a comprehensive step-by-step training for you that includes hands-on labs, including exam preparation, and the most important part, 1 year on-job support. If you are interested in this program, then I would highly recommend you to attend our free class, which covers why and who should learn GCP, cloud and service model, Google Cloud Platform architecture, and many other things. If you are interested in this free class, you can visit k21academy.com/gcp02. You can also find the link in the description.